Yeah, why our machine, why we are in this pattern of haste. Yeah. Well, just to define this pattern of haste, of hurrying. It's this is a state, feeling rushed, feeling that I don't have time. There's no time, and I need to go. I need to go and do, and there's no. And then there's this in order to to accomplish more or to multitask, do various things at the same time, to drive fast, to walk fast, to always be going somewhere, always somewhere, going somewhere. It's never, I'm never here, never home. There's always somewhere, something. This, yeah, this is what we call a pattern of haste or hurrying. And the question was how to, or why,
Why,
or
why our machine sometimes is in haste, and I am curious to know how to stop it. Like, if it's possible to stop it, yes, that haste.
yeah.
I'm not sure if it's mechanical in the nature, but I don't think so. So yeah, if it's possible to stop it and penetrate the present.
Well, it's an important work, this haste, this state of haste, or in the fourth way, we call it mechanical efficiency. That is a big obstacle towards self-consciousness and the work. It's a big obstacle. Therefore, it's important to find ways to diminish this state, because as long as we're in this state, we are in identification and in imagination. And actually, we are not happy, it's stressful. Why? Why? I think there is in our culture, and in a culture that is in false personality, pursuing false ideas, and full of this electronic and technology now. There's something to do with this. I have a sense that in the past things were a little bit slower, and if you go in the villages or something like that, you can see people are more slow. They're sitting on the bench, looking the sunset, or so this rushing, it's connected
Yes,
to
they
modern
even
culture.
speak slowly. Yes, in some places like Merida, they are like so slow, more slow than me. Imagine.
There is something to do with this modern culture and this culture of success and achieving and being productive. So I think it's a program that developed last 100 years or so, being more productive. Then the introduction of smartphone and all of this, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, that are short, and so there starts to be this stimulation, and one feels bored with the present. One feels bored with the present and then reaches for the phone to get more stimulation, and then the phone is kind of fast. There are these 1 minute reels and short and fast and more and more. So that also contributes to this state of this distracted and boredom, but wanting to keep going. There's some other people have this pattern of this different people have different personal obstacles. So with some people or some types or center of gravity, there is this mechanical efficiency which is like accomplishing a lot and getting things done, but there is always a never-ending to-do list. It's a to-do list, and I'm rushing. I have to do this. There's some kind of energy driving this that is restless and accomplishing the to-do list. Now in our culture, this is praised from one angle, at least in the West, in America, because one is a doer, to be a doer, to get many things accomplished off the list. One will probably get more money, perhaps, or stuff like that, more praise. But this becomes then a default state of being. So then from the very moment we wake up in the morning, there is this sense of stress. I have to rush, I have to do this, I have to go, there's no time, you see. So there is this already very, the nervous system is in a jacked up state, and there's not enough energy, there's not enough space for being present to the present, enjoying the here and now. Also, another factor to this pattern is so the moving center. The moving center is interested in moving and accomplishing and doing. So people who have a more of a pronounced moving center, that may, together with the culture influences and this praise for being efficient, being an efficient person, so that they tend to go more into this pattern. Yeah, the moving center is annoyed, you know, when you go in traffic, or let's say you're trying to go somewhere and somebody cuts in front of you, or somebody slows you down. You'll notice that there's this, come on, go. That's the moving center being, having negative emotions, or the moving center initiating this unpleasant energy around being blocked or being slowed down. It's really important to observe this and to make exercises around that. There are many exercises, but the essence behind them, I mean, is to realize that whenever I'm in this mode, I am asleep. Unhappy, actually, asleep, unhappy, and I'm wasting my life from the point of view of using my life to develop being. So somehow to really realize that, and to one be bothered by this, to be bothered, like no, and to realize that it goes nowhere. We are rushing, and then we die. I mean, to understand, to observe, to realize this, that will create some incentive to try to do something about that. And then one needs to put some exercises or goals around that. Different types of goals. Whenever one, first of all, to observe this state in oneself, and to notice when it comes, how it feels in the body. And whenever we catch ourselves in this state, to pause, to pause, at least from time to time, to pause and to stop the momentum and take a few deep breaths and recalibrate, to be present to the present moment. As Thich Nhat Hanh will say, I have arrived. I have arrived in the present moment. I'm home. I see energies in the belly, like, no, I don't have time for this. I need to do this. I need to send emails. I'm like, so when one catches oneself moving fast or rushing, to take a moment, pause, introduce some more of this self-remembering, self-observation, take a few breaths, and then continue a little slower. Slowing things down for the purposes of remembering about the work. People who have this strong, they have difficulty to set up time, intentional time for meditation or for inner work. They tend to wake up in the morning and do, go. It is important to put aims to engage in conscious work first thing in the morning. Have a coffee, have shower, whatever, and then not go on the computer, not go, and go now, and do 15-20 minutes of meditation, or sitting on the porch, looking at the trees. So establishing this is putting a spoke in the wheel of mechanicality, of efficiency, to no, here and now, this is home. So forcing oneself somehow to develop this habit to remember about the work early on in the day, because otherwise the mechanical efficiency will take the whole energy and is spent, and we don't remember about the work until late in the evening, and then we are too tired. Different ways. I mean, you may have to work on the computer and stuff. You may need to be in a company and all of that. What another exercise would be to have an alarm clock, to have, there are all kind of applications on the phone that you can put a bell every 20 minutes or so that rings. And whenever you hear that bell, if you are alone, to stop. That's just to stop whatever you're doing and take a mini break for being present. So mini short moments of coming back to the present and to engaging this being present to what's here, being aware of being, however you can. So will be 3 times an hour or so, 3 times an hour, or every 40 minutes, having this bell that rings, that tells me, hey, stop, just stop. You're going nowhere but to the grave. Slow down. Remember yourself. That will be a good exercise. If one is with other people in a company, you need to make it more inconspicuous so you don't strange. So you can just internally use the shock. You can typing and then you hear this thing. Take even like 20 seconds. Look at the clouds, look at the trees, look at things. Mini breaks. That will be very good. Driving, watching this when we drive. Not going too fast if we don't have to. The moving center wants to go fast.
But
And
also, I mean, you are giving a lot of examples in the moving center about heads, but also can be in our speech, yeah? So I don't know if the speech is in the moving center, maybe yes. But also can be in the emotional center, yes? Like the haste to have the relationship done, you know, like the haste to, like, I have to do this, the haste to be present, the haste to have the idea, yes, the idea, I need to produce this idea, yes, in the intellectual. So I don't know, how do you have this experience about it? No, it's just,
I mean, I guess I was responding to this term of hurrying and rushing, and then I linked it to mechanical efficiency, which is a strong moving center element. But I see what you are saying. With the fast speech and all of that, yeah, there is some moving center connected with the intellectual center. And yes, it's good to, that's a good example, and trying to catch oneself when one is too fast. You know, if you are talking very fast, it's hard to be present. Now, being said, people are different, so it's good not to become a robot and to speak slow. So, you know, it's tricky here. But I guess what you are talking about is this element of the queens, the emotional parts of centers where it's urgency. I must have it now. I have to have it. That is slightly different, but also it's an equal area of work of observing this urgency, and I must do it now. I have to have it now. That this energy of the emotional parts of centers, which is identification.
yeah.
However, this, if one has this urgency around the work, that is good.
Really? You think? Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't.
meaning that you asked me the previous question about how to increase love of the work, and one thing I I didn't say is the realization of the time is limited and we are going to die, and any opportunity of working on ourselves will be finished, and then we have wasted this opportunity with meaningless pursuits. The more one is aware of one's mortality and the time is limited, so remembrance of death, that can produce right values. We are now choosing intentionally how to spend the time and how to spend the psychic, emotional energy. And the more one is keenly aware of death, and I have people that they have cancer or they had surgeries or they are more aware of this, they are hit by it. Not everybody who has cancer is necessarily now becoming awake, not at all. But some, they realize, oh my God, all those things I was doing, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what they think of me. It doesn't matter for people to like me. It doesn't matter to solve this. It doesn't matter. It's just I want to live fully now. What matters? It matters to be authentic. It matters to enjoy each cup of coffee, to enjoy walking on the street, and to enjoy being with someone rather than elsewhere, some other time, future. So there's an urgency towards living fully, consciously in the moment.
Okay.
Urgency is not like, oh man, I gotta be present. It's a maturity of the heart to value what is important. It's not a rushed thing.